Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to my new podcast over the last several weeks. It's been amazing. I can't believe the amount of hours people have been watching the content for. But I'm kind of winging this right now. I haven't scripted this. It's just an idea I had literally a few minutes ago. I just spoke to my business partner about it, said, I need to do something different with this podcast because it started to reach a lot of people, and I think it can kind of help people in a way. Um, Now, in my podcast with my amazing guests, we often touch on alcohol and drugs. It's the industry we're in. It's the world we're in. People rely on them to relieve the daily life pressure, stress. Now, I'm a recovering alcoholic. It took me years to actually put my hand up in a room and say, "My name's Dexter, and I'm an alcoholic." I led a life of destruction, chaos, and I was in hell for years, and I didn't get help. I didn't think I had a problem. I thought I could control my drinking, where I couldn't. I used to go sober for 6 weeks and then congratulate myself by going out and celebrate by having a 3 or 4 day binge drink. Now, I was never an everyday drinker. I was a binge drinker, proper heavy binge drinking. And then my latter years, the last couple of years in Ibiza when I lived there, I started to get blackouts and I started to fall over and smash my teeth up and just be a dick, and I crossed that invisible line of being enjoying drink to being an alcoholic. There's many types of alcoholism. Now, maybe I can use this YouTube platform to help a few of you out there, because I often get phone calls and I feel a bit helpless because I'm miles away. I live in Croatia. I live on an island in the middle of nowhere, and I've always wanted to help people because it's a big part of recovery. Helping other people helps you remain sober. The 12 steps will teach you that, and so I just want to start this. It might be nothing, but it might be a small series of alcoholism, drug related problem, short little podcasts. Now, the main question is, how do you know if you've got a problem with drink or drugs? It's a big question, isn't it? Now, I'm going to be really black and white about this, and then I'm just going to leave it as that. If you think you have a problem with alcohol or drugs or gambling or sex or porn or whatever, it's more than likely that you have. If you think you have a problem, you've got a problem. That generally is the rule of thumb. When you start to understand that, you've got to understand that you're not alone. Now, when you're in this world of despair, hitting rock bottom, and finding yourself in situations that you think you'll never come back from, you feel very alone. And you're actually not alone. There's millions of us out here. Um, Sadly, millions of us never get the help they need, never get the guidance and direction that they need, and they're no longer with us. But many survive, and the survivors, they lead a brand new life, lead a life that they never thought could exist. Life through a new set of glasses, as they call it. So yeah, if you think you've got a problem with alcohol or cocaine or ketamine or whatever it might be, you probably do, and it's then you've got to start reaching out for help, because I assure you, you can't do this by yourself. I've got so many people to thank for my recovery. I've been sober for 8 years now. I never regret any of what I went through in the past. I loved it. I loved getting off my nut. I loved partying. Still do. Still miss it. But I've had to close that part of my life off. But I'm always going to leave that door open on it. That's why I do the podcast. I wouldn't talk about the stuff that I do in the podcast as if I was ashamed of my behavior when I was in that world of alcoholism. But I admit the last few years of my life, drinking life, I was an utter dick. And I can only see that now. now I'm sober. It's like I look back on a different version of me. So just to start off with, if you think you have a problem with anything, you generally have got a problem with it. Don't do it alone. Start looking around. There's plenty of places to get help. Online, there's online rooms, there's online helpline. Give me a message. I'm here. I'll point you in the right direction. I'll put some links in the description below, whatever you want. But you can't do it alone. I tried doing it alone and I almost died. If it wasn't for the people that helped me, I wouldn't be here today, or I'd be in jail. There's one or the other. Anyway, I'm going to leave it for that. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't planned, but I've always wanted this podcast to do some good as well. So if you're struggling, just remember just to try and reach out, try and talk to people, and it does get better. Honestly, it will pass as long as you do the right things and make the right choices. Okay, bye for now. And thank you so much for everyone for tuning in to these podcasts over the last, I think we've done 11 or 12 now. God, didn't even think we reached 3. So thank you very much.